If you clicked on this video, I'm sure I don't need to tell you the first thing about Ski Mask the Slump God. Southern Florida legend, SoundCloud legend, close friends with some of the biggest rappers in the industry. No matter what happens from this point, he definitely has left a massive impact on hip-hop. And for this modern era, I would argue he's one of the GOATs. But in recent years, it almost feels like it's not that he's fallen off, it's that he's taken a step back, pun intended, in a way that it doesn't even seem like, it seems like it wasn't even that the audience isn't there, that people aren't waiting for him. It's that he's just not been producing music at the level that he should be or that he could be. In the early parts of his career, he started off just rapping and freestyling with his family or friends. That is until he met X in jail. And that's when they became a unit and they really started taking this music thing seriously.
Basically, it was like, fuck it, we finna run it up.
We met in jail.
We met in jail.
And that's met in jail, started rapping together type shit.
Shit was rough, bro, on us.
X kind of always being the guy with the plan, and Ski there willing to do whatever for his friend. This led them to start making mixtapes on Audacity, just spitting into iPhone headphones and being underground legends. When X popped off, Ski was right there with them. Their members only tapes and various other different groups and mixtapes all popped off, and they were a unit. And even after they split off and were having their problems, it still always seemed like they were going to come back together and make some amazing music. But unfortunately, that got cut short with X's very, very unfortunate, terrible passing. Cut everything short, and all the potential that they had seemed like it may have dwindled.
Developing right now, a search for a killer in South Florida after an up-and-coming rapper is shot dead. 20-year-old XXXTentacion killed in an apparent robbery. Police say the artist, whose real name is Jose Onfroy, was leaving a Broward County motorcycle shop yesterday when he was shot by two men who ran up to his car. He was rushed to a hospital but did not make it. Onfroy's death comes just weeks after he earned his first #1 album, which debuted March 31st.
It left Ski to pick up the pieces. And for a while, it seemed like this was just fuel added to the fire of Ski Mask the Slump God, continuing to drop quality music, leading up to his Stokely project that is still one of the biggest hip-hop albums of that time, and has some legendary songs that still get on repeat to this day. He started linking up with the 2018, the newer generation, linked up with Juice WRLD, got really close with them. Ski and Juice were supposed to drop Evil Twins, but it never fully came to fruition aside from a couple of leaks. Juice WRLD was on Nuketown, and then yet again, the curse of Ski Mask the Slump God struck again as he got left without another one of his very close friends. And
man, that's just unexplainable. It's just like you had to be there for it, bro. Cause it's like the more I live, the more the memories start to like diminish, and it's sad. I hate that shit, but it's just like with age, you know what I mean? And so it's something that you had to be there to experience. These niggas had an energy. It's like something, it's like inhuman. It's like inhuman, fam. It's kind of inhuman. Like you would feel like, you know, you're with something that's inhuman. You feel me? Like, but it's so great. It was a great thing. It was a great thing to be in the presence of them people. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Naturally, Ski started to worry about himself, and if he was heading down this same path, to worry about his health and get himself in check. But then after a few years in 2021, he came out with Sin City, the mixtape. And it had some quality stuff on there, but all in all, it kind of showed that maybe Ski's attention was in another place. It wasn't quite as raw, and it didn't quite have the same energy as his previous stuff, and it didn't quite connect with his audience. Maybe it was from him not dropping as frequently, maybe it was just that his time was starting to pass, but we started to see the cracks. And since then, Ski has really not dropped a whole ton, hopping on a couple features here and there, like DJ Scheme's project or Life Goes On, Oliver Tree. He's had a couple of big standouts and dropped a few singles like Ooga Booga, but still nothing that really connected in the same way that he had in 2018 or prior. And now recent time, he started to drop a couple of singles for an upcoming project that he's been teasing for well over a year now, well over 2 years now. first coming out with Shibuya, his first single for this upcoming album, and it's actually a little bit of a different sound for Ski, something that we're not exactly used to from him. A little bit more rock inspired, not so heavy on the lyric. You can tell that he might be going for a different sound, trying to make it fresh, trying to change up what he does, and I think that it worked for a lot of people. A lot of people have been enjoying this song. I wouldn't say it's viral or it's going to be chart topping, but it's definitely quality, and it's feeding his fan base that's been waiting on music from him. And then just like 2 weeks ago, he dropped Head Rush, which is really just taking it back to OG Ski Mask, like faucet failure, like that type of vibe, with like a Rage Playboi Carti kind of twist. Not to always make a comparison, but that's just how it vibes. It connects, it works, there's punchlines, it's fun. Just last week, we finally started to get some album promo. It's funny, like I started this YouTube video like probably 10 days ago, and right when I started to sit down and edit this together, the back half of this video that I filmed previously, I was like lightly criticizing Ski Mask for not really switching up his style or diversifying as much as I feel like he could be or should be. But after seeing all this promo and these snippets for this album, particularly in part 2, the thing he dropped like just yesterday, clear that he's been holding out on us. Like, it's clear that Ski is definitely coming with his best on this album, and I'm getting hyped. The whole aesthetic looks crazy. That first snippet he dropped a couple days ago, it gives me like horror movie vibes. His mutilated face that's revealed, and then him all tied up, and then now the visualizer for the second one with the mask on and 11th dimension. This seems like a really heady concept. I cannot wait to dive into all this and try to figure out what this could possibly be about. Really exciting stuff overall. This gives me a lot more hope for like a really fresh take on Ski Mask the Slump God, something that could really put him back up in the conversation. Frankly, out of all the cats in 2018, there's not a ton that are relevant and left. I don't know if they even could make a comeback like that, but this gives me that hope, truly. Like, can Ski even really come back to the level that he was? Maybe he's just peaked. Maybe his biggest moments are behind him. Maybe he's not going to go viral like he used to. Maybe he's not going to have those hits that are on repeat that get on the hip hop stations. It's very possible. I just feel like he's in a lot better spot to really come back and take over again than a lot of his contemporaries. It just doesn't feel like the Ski Mask the Slump God story ends here. Too many people still care. Too many people are still checking for him, and he's still performing at a high level. By no means has the music slipped. This is not a Lil Skies situation. The music is still quality, and like I said, when he took a step back before making his last mixtape, Sin City, the health is there. He's been doing the things he needs to. He's been growing up and getting himself in a position to be here for a long time. Personally, I think that what he needs is something like along the lines of what Lil Yachty's been doing, where not only has Lil Yachty been dropping music rather consistently and in a very fresh and nice way, but he also is very much tapped in with like socials, and he's got his own podcast, and he shows up on other people's things, and he's not afraid to just be a personality on the internet alongside dropping music. And I think that's how a lot of musicians have to move nowadays. It's not really enough to just be mysterious and only pop up on socials to promote your projects and everything. You kind of need to have a front-facing personality to remind people that you're there and that your music is there, so that they'll actually go and sit down and give it a chance. And Ski Mask is a likable, great personality. He's been on Kai's stream, he's been on Aiden's stream, and he totally has what it takes to be a personality like that. And he has a crew that are all rather known on socials. He has DJ Scheme. He has all these people around him. When you think about it from a fan perspective like myself, we just want more Ski. We want him to be doing well, and we want to be able to support him. Let me know what you think about this down below. Let me know if you think that Ski can come back or will come back. Let me know if you're excited for this project like I am. And yeah, that's really all I got for you. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and doses.
You know, Mork, I think you're beginning to grow.
Well, sir, I don't know how much value I have in this universe, but I do know that I made a few people happier than they would have been without me. And as long as I know that, I'm as rich as I ever need to be. So I'll catch you on the rebound, your magnitude. Until next week, Nanu, Nanu.